What's good, everyone? It's MJO23Dan. So I kind of wanted to do a history tribute type video to the Air Jordan series, in which we have the Air Jordan 19, the Air Jordan 20, and the Air Jordan 21. Now the reason why I chose these shoes was because each one of them has some sort of secret message on them, and I'll go ahead and break that down for you as I go along. So first up is the Air Jordan 19. The Air Jordan 19 released on March 13, 2004. It retailed for 165 bucks. The key designers and main designer for the shoe was Tate Kurbis. He was the senior footwear designer at the time. I'm not sure if he still is. We also had Wilson Smith, Jason Maiden, Suzette Henry, and Josh Hurd. Basically, of the shoe, we have a tribute to the Black Mamba. Not Kobe Bryant, but the snake pattern up here with the monofilament sleeving. This was particularly used in PVC pipes to keep from bursting, so you'll see the flex in that right there. So basically, this stuff goes into PVC piping. You look at PVC piping like at Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever, and this stuff will be in it. So anytime there would be like some sort of clog or backfire or whatever in the pipes, this stuff will stretch so that it will not damage the pipe firsthand. So this is like your basic inlay, and then you have the PVC pipe. So anyways, this stuff flexes. They also call this Tech Flex, just to keep it simple. It was, of course, like I said, inspired by the Black Mamba snake. And for those of you that don't know, MJ is deathly afraid of snakes. So this is probably the only shoe in the series that is, I guess the inspiration was pulled from the company snake that Nike had called up or worked together with on this Tech Flex material is a company called Material Connection, and instead of the T in there you have an X, and they've been around since probably 1997, and they're a company that helps out other companies with performance and aesthetics and the sustainability of their projects. They help source advanced materials for that objective. So Nike worked with those guys to create this part. Gary Payton wore the shoe. He was part of Team Jordan at the time. We also had Carmelo Anthony, Ray Allen, and Jason Kidd. You have double stacked air in the heel, along with a full length zoom airbag and carbon fiber shank right there in the middle. And what I wanted to point out in the shoe is the secret aspect of the shoe is that you have the 19 tongue right here. And when you flip it over, you have some word or some let me do it this way. You have like a code. It says, well, it's kind of hard to grab it from the threading right there, but I believe it's PN 143 M7-13T. So what I pulled from that after doing some research, it's kind of hard to find, but if you guys ever seen production tags on shoes, and I just pulled this up from the net, I'll go ahead and post a picture as well. Alright, so here we have the Pao Chen production sample tag. And a lot of these tags you're going to find on samples, and it's just to let the developer know, as well as the factory know, the communication between what is being developed. So for example, under the product line you have basketball right there. Of course, this is going to be, and what we're talking about, the Air Jordan, or Jordan, simply Jordan. Developer model name or development model name, that's going to be the Air Jordan 19. The colors, of course, the colors. And then what has been translated into the SRF number, I'm not exactly sure what SRF number means, but on other tags, other than Pao Chen, um, for example, Fang Tai or Fang Te, however you say it, you're also going to have King Dao's. Those are factory names. Under those tags, they have in place of SRF number the model name. So what I believe to be under the 19 tag in the Jordan is that model number, which is PN143M7 or M-713T. Okay, and that's your secret code right in there. The product code is what you'll find on the front part of the Jordan boxes and all other Nike products. The first 6 numbers consist of the style number, and then the last 3 numbers are going to be your color code. Completed date, that's obvious. And then the BVTN, which translates to Beaverton Developer, you're going to have the main guy working on the shoe there. In this case, with the Air Jordan 19, it's Tate Kirbis. The season and the year in which it will be used. So this shoe would be used in the 2000, I believe the 2003, 2004 season. So you're going to have that right in there. The size and the gender. The MS 9, okay. If you look at players like Yao Ming, in China they have the last names first and then the first names last. So MS is going to be men's, and then the 9 is the size. Okay, so you see how there it's flipped. And usually size 9s would be your sample pairs. Other sample sizes are 13. The pattern number, the pattern of the shoe, they get a number, and the FA07 translates into fall 2007. And what we have for the Air Jordan 19, usually Jordans are made 18 months in advance, so it's going to be way before the 2004 season. The last ID is basically whenever you take your foot and you put a mold on top, that whole mold becomes a last. So, like for example, like I know this is just an insert, but imagine this whole thing being your foot. This would be the last, and this is what they actually use to drop and pattern their leathers and stuff around it to make it fit. So that's the last. Okay. STL file number. I'm going to think that is, and I'm just guessing here, I'm reaching, is the file number in which you categorize the shoes. So if you were to put a, say, a receipt in a file cabinet, you would place it in a folder, and that would be the STL file number. Of course, and then the last 3 here, the upper material, the midsole material, and the outsole material, those all have different definitions right there, as well as numbers and model numbers. And then the last 2 is development and production factory codes. You can basically find that on the tag, on the inside tag. For example, on this inside tag, you have Y3 next to the date. So that is your factory code, the factory in which those were made. And then at the bottom, you just have the miscellaneous comments. So anything that the factory wants to comment on, see what worked, what didn't work, and then bring it back to the designer. Okay, so that's the basic message and history for the Air Jordan 19.